we got to rank this. We decided we were gonna. There's 5 entries now into the Evil Dead series. So what I think is we just start at 5 and we kind of go around the horn and talk through what everybody has.
And I just want to throw something out there right off the rip, and I'm pretty sure the two of you are going to agree on this. Okay, being serious, like, doesn't matter. In my opinion, the order of these movies to me, like, no matter how we say them, or they're all 5 of these movies are great movies. So it was so hard to do an order for them.
I was thinking about this. Is Evil Dead, now that there's 5 entries, we can say, I mean, it's a pretty good franchise, right?
It's a great franchise. Yeah.
Is it the best horror franchise?
No.
I'm saying in terms of quality movies,
not
like who we like the most. I'm a Michael Myers fan.
I will say in terms of quality, I mean, obviously Halloween series will always be my favorite no matter what. But you've got bad movies in there. Evil Dead, you've got 5 movies that I can watch anytime, and they're going to be a 7 or higher every time.
So let me say this. I think the Evil Dead series with 5 is across the board the most rewatchable horror franchise out there. How about that?
I think Evil Dead
rewatchability is through the roof.
I think
so are all the other ones.
I love Halloween. I love Friday the 13th.
I'm saying all the Evil Dead.
Suck.
All 5 of these movies. All 5 of these movies are extremely rewatchable.
Right. So
so is Halloween, Friday the 13th. Everyone rewatches them.
Yeah, but there's some Halloween movies that you the rewatchability is just the resurrection.
Well, people are still rewatching them because
Zombie 2.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about for us.
Okay, for us. Okay, I thought you were talking about for our listeners, because I was like, even during Halloween time, they play 4 and 5 on TV all the time. So
yeah, I rewatch 4 and 5 all the time.
I do too.
6, I can't rewatch. Resurrection, I can't rewatch.
I love
Zombie
6.
2, I can't rewatch.
I love
this. I believe that Evil Dead is, when you look at if you took good movies divided by bad movies and made that your rewatch it or whatever it is, I think Evil Dead's 100%, and I don't think anybody else is 100% that you can say of
they're
any
definitely
franchise
5 for 5.
of any franchise.
I agree.
So,
I don't disagree.
All right. So with that said, Jay, why don't you give us what you have number 5?
Ironically, number 5, I have Evil Dead, 1981.
All right.
Wow.
I have part 2. Evil Dead 2 comes in at number 5 for me in the series. Kirk, what do you got?
Part 2 is me and Mike are the same. Evil Dead Part 2 is number 5 for me.
So Kirk, let's snake it. So we'll go in reverse order. So you kick us off at 4 here.
So number 4 was Army of Darkness for me.
So Kirk, we are lock and step. Army of Darkness comes in at number 4. Now, what I would say is this: if we were looking at just horror movies, Army of Darkness would be number 5. To me, it's not a. It is, but it's not right. Like, but quality
Evil
of
Dead
movie
2's more of a comedy.
It's more of a horror comedy where Army of Darkness is really just a comedy,
straight comedy.
But so Jay, what do you?
Very similar to Ghostbusters, right?
Yes, but they're all horror movies. So Jay, what do you have at number 4?
I as well have Army of Darkness at number 4.
All right, trifecta there. So what do you have at 3, Jay?
Number 3, I have Evil Dead 2013.
Interesting. I put the original Evil Dead at number 3. And Kirk, what do you have?
I have Evil Dead Rises at number 3.
Whoa. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. In your mind.
In your incorrect opinion.
in your trash opinion, what do you have at number 2?
Number 2 is 2013.
So number 2 for me is also 2013. I fucking love that movie. Jay, what do you got?
Number 2 for me was Evil Dead Rise.
You are kind of spoiled.
I
that
did.
One.
I did.
Yes, I already have it written down.
Yep,
here.
and obviously it comes back to me here. So obviously I kind of spoiled it earlier, but yeah, Evil Dead 2 is my all-time favorite of the entire franchise. So always has been.
That is a hot take, but it's a good movie, so I can't knock it. I'm be the only one here. Evil Dead Rise. The more I ponder and think about this, it is the greatest one in the in all Evil Dead lore.
It was number 2 for me. So
it's number 1. So Kirk, we'll go to you.
It's Evil Dead 1. The original. That one just set the stage. I can watch it over and over and over and over again. I think it's great.
And don't get me wrong. Like, I had Evil Dead 1981, the original, as number 5. But I'm right there with you, Kirk. I love that fucking movie. Like, it's still, like, there's not one of these movies in here. And I'll tell you this real quick. Like, I wanted to throw this out there because I talked about how I rewatched Evil Dead 2013 this week. And I know after we saw Evil Dead Rise, you guys, you know, Kirk, especially you were talking about the intro and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I have to rewatch this movie. I have not seen this in 5 or 6 years before I make my final decisions. And I loved it, you know, but it was definitely better than the original, you know, and things like that, like the 81. But all these movies are like a 7 or an 8 for me. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
With our scoring system. So it doesn't matter where I place them. The only one I knew for 100% that was going to be placed was Evil Dead 2 as number 1, because that's my favorite of all time. And Evil Dead Rise, I fucking loved it. So it has to go number 2.
So let me give you the MVJ rating. So basically what I did is I tallied everybody's scores, and then I added across, and whoever's got the lowest amount of number is number 1. Whoever got the most numbers is obviously 5th. So coming in at 5th place is Army of Darkness. Coming in 4th place is Evil Dead 2. Sorry, Jason.
I knew it well. It's 2-1, duh.
Yeah. Coming in at 3rd place is the original Evil Dead. Coming in at 2nd place is 2013. That makes Rises 1st place.
Yeah.
So basically, my list.
Just about.
Exactly. It was exactly
that was
my
your list, wasn't
that
it?
was my list. So, listen,
you can have the Evil Dead list. I have the Friday the 13th.
I know
list.
what I'm talking about. That's all it is. No,
Me and you are spot on all but like one.
that's what helps.
You guys flip flop 2 of them. Yeah.
Well, Jason and I being on the top, like close to the top. Yeah, it's
with Evil Dead Rise. You and I were 1 and 2 with that, so that brought that.
With
to,
me and him being last place on Evil Dead 2,
that took that out.
I will say there is an Evil Dead documentary called All Hail the Deadites,
yes.
and
it's on Shudder.
And it's not that good. So if there is one thing that is not that good in the whole scheme of Evil Dead, it was that documentary. But
yeah, it's on Shudder.
Talking about documentaries, quick plug. So I just uploaded on our YouTube channel the making of the original Evil Dead, and it's got some behind the scene shots, and it's actually really, really cool. I think this one's about 45 minutes long, but if you get a chance, go on the YouTube page and check that out.
I like
that
it
myself.
So that puts a nice little bow on Evil Dead Rise. This was extremely exciting for me. I've been waiting for this movie. I thought it lived up to every expectation, and the more I think about it, even more. And I'm very excited for
very pleased
for the future.
And I gave it a 6, but like if I was doing like a 1 through 100, it would be like a 69. You know what I mean? Like it's just right under.
Why a
7
69? Does this have something to do with Princess Peach too?
There's 2 reasons I said it. 1, because it's pretty funny to say 69, so had to say that. And 2, it's just a little bit less than. But I don't think any of these movies get below a 6. Period. End of sentence. And some of these movies, it just depends on the mood you're in. So, like, if I want something a little bit more funny, I'm going Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. Yeah. If I want something a little more scary, I'm going 2013, right? If I want something just gore, I'm Evil Dead 1, maybe Rises. So, it depends on the mood you're in. You've got, like, several different movies to watch in these series, and they're all
I would even
good.
say, like, I think Evil Dead Rise and Evil Dead 2013, like, from when I just watched 2013, they were very similar, I think, in the whole scare. Both 2013 and Evil Dead Rise took a very dark angle in the series.
I love that intro of 2013.
Oh, the 2013 intro is the best of the series.
It's also got Jane Levy in it, who I love. Jane
Mia,
Levy, and the one friend. Oh man, but guys, we've got to put the bow on this.
All right,
put the bow on this.
Yes.
All right, so we got to move forward. I know we could continue to talk about this, but we got to move forward and take a look to next.
Thank you so much for watching. That was just a short portion of our weekly podcast. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, as it helps us big time as a small creator. Also, we have so much more on our channel, so please check that out, and thank you again.